Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to...
Unpopular K-pop opinions because Karina lost 500k followers.
Really?
Five, six, seven.
I wonder overall,
1. SPA started teasing their upcoming
or
single
just
Dirty Work.
Instagram.
I expected SM to
I
wait
don't
at
know.
least a couple weeks, especially with the career
I didn't. I said they should do it right now because everybody's talking about Karina, so everybody's gonna want to see it. Hate watch, love watch, neutral watch. People gonna want to see it.
Korean fandom threatening a boycott, but clearly SM couldn't care less. Karina's already lost over 400k followers on Instagram and fans are actively planning to boycott. So it'll be interesting
Instagram.
to see if
You
the back
know,
I don't know. Enlighten me.
I don't know if usually we see artists take a break when there's a... Well, they do take a break, sorry. That they go ahead and just move forward like that.
As I
They take like a month, or they wait to kind of test temperature.
as I've been saying, I don't think it's a big deal at all what Karina did. I think that shows where she stands, and it's okay. Like again, I don't know why people like are vilifying her for taking a. Again, you okay?
Honestly?
We talked about it. You said she should stand on it. I agree. She should have been like draw like a stricter line. Like okay, this is what I believe. Don't delete that post. Just stay okay. Vote for this motherfucker. I stand by him, and that's it. You know where she stands by, and then backlash comes there. And guess what? This is what I support. Who I support. Cause take a stance and be on it, and I could respect that. People either gotta separate the artist from their person, like music from the personality, or if you can separate that, then don't listen to them anymore. But at least to know where the person stands. So there is nothing wrong with what she did.
Because from us outsiders, seeing what she wore and like seeing what the people in the red party wear, I was like, oh wait, that's too close.
It's like but it's like if like a rapper came out as a Trump supporter, I think Lil Wayne supported Trump or whoever.
But the thing is, she didn't outright say that
And
she did. It's just it was too
yeah,
close, and it can be implied. Oh wait, are you
right,
a supporter?
right.
And then she didn't flat out deny anything. She just said, "Oh, she didn't mean to post something like this."
Yeah, which I kind of wish she stood on it. She said, "Yeah, I support this candidate."
I don't know what she can do whatever she wants.
Yeah,
It's just
but
that
it's,
that's emotional toll that you
it's
take on
yeah,
people.
that's flip flopping. That's what I
Huh?
don't like. Like the honestly, the worst part for me is the fake apology. Like if she just stood on it and said, "This is what I believe," well, cool.
I don't know what she believes in.
Well,
She could believe in
I
whatever
I
she
think she
believes.
believes on that, but you're right. She can believe whatever she believes. Yes.
backlash actually dents their charting. Also, is it just me or did the intro look kinda cheap? That bedazzled lettering didn't scream luxury, it screamed tacky PowerPoint. 2. The Black Label is debuting a co-ed group, and rumor
So,
has
guys, we just read your comment that you said, "Is it the same Tarzan boy from the 100 physical 100?" That's a
I
great
remember I
point.
remember watching this show,
We
but
watched
we
the
need a better
show,
photo
but
to
it
really
was like
see
we watched it
him.
like was a year ago. But once I read that comment, it clicked that there was a
Mm.
Tarzan whatever boy at that physical show. So I think it might be him, which is wasn't he like? I don't think he was like K-pop related at all.
Mm-mm.
I think that wasn't he was more like a influencer or something. So that's kind of
Mm.
crazy, like a fitness influencer or
He
something.
was on season 1 or 2.
I don't remember, but I do remember vaguely something about that Tarzan and physical one.
Mm.
Actually, while we're here, let me look it up.
Cause I don't even think like from the photo they used to show, I can't even recognize him. Such a different platform too, cause that was all about okay, your physique.
Okay, I found there's some sort of. No, that's not him actually. Looks way different guy.
And he's
No,
supposed no, you don't look like it. He has curly hair.
yeah, this guy, this Tarzan looked like Hyunjin to me in yesterday's reaction when we did a couple frames. Yeah,
This
this
guy is
is.
skinnier, smaller. No way,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, no,
him.
this
It's not
guy, this
him.
guy's solid.
No,
This
that's not.
guy's built. Yeah, that's not the same guy.
Oh, that's what complete 180
It's
change.
no, it's not the same guy. It's not. The face is is different. The hair is different. No, it's not the same guy.
it that ex-Elite member Youngso is in the lineup. Nothing's officially confirmed yet, but a bunch of Korean outlets are reporting that insiders are saying she's signed with the label and is set to debut in what would be the first serious mixed-gender group from a big company.
Wasn't she
Up until
supposed
now,
to be so like? That's why this is like the third group she's linked to. First time we heard she was supposed to be signed to like Starship or Cube or like one of the small labels. Then we heard her associated with the Blackpink. Oh no, oh my God, YG's new girl group, the fourth member girl group. Now it's this group. So it's like I mean, I guess if you associate her with every single group that comes out, eventually you're gonna hit it, right? So I might as well just throw her name at any debut. Oh, that's her, that's her, that's her. No, you're gonna hit it eventually. So that's what we're doing, I guess.
Now, it's only been the smaller labels experimenting with co-ed groups. The big three, they've dipped their toes with the occasional collab or subunit, but never actually committed. As soon as the news dropped, people started spinning every theory imaginable about why Youngso left Illit in the first place. Some are dragging Minheejin back into it. Others are trying to link it to the
Now, that code running in the background, I'm not exactly sure why. What song are they doing that we need code in the background?
Sunghan mess. There's even talk that Youngso might have signed a non-compete clause that stops her from joining another girl group too soon. So she's debuting in a co-ed group to get around it, which sounds ridiculous. Now let's get into the alleged lineup. Bailey Sok is one of the names floating around. She's a Korean-American dancer and choreographer who's worked with half the industry already, and she was rumored to be in Meow at one point. Then there's Annie Moon, who was also part of Meow's pre-debut lineup before she dipped, and she just happens to be the granddaughter of Samsung's chairman. So let's not pretend that debuting her isn't a PR nightmare. Companies don't debut people like that unless they really think it's worth the risk. On the boy side, there's talk about Lee Chai-won, who's a model and dancer, and Jo Woo-chan, who trained under both Cube
That's
and
not
Big Hit and was
Tarzan.
part of Trainee A before it got cancelled. None of this is confirmed. But if even half this lineup is real, it's already sounding way more interesting than 90% of current debuts. But here's the thing. Co-ed
That
groups
is
are not
true.
built like regular groups. The whole boy
Co-ed groups is risky, but I think, well, for my entertainment purposes, it would be interesting. It's different. It would stand out. Because as I've been saying, like we get these new groups, and it's the same group of a group that's already exists. It's like, why we need this group? Co-ed groups, I know why we need it because there isn't really any. There's card and that's it. So like one group. So we need the more co-ed groups. So now I know why. So I'm all for it. I'm super excited. This is like solid label, you know. The black label is like a YG smaller version. Teddy the producer. So I'm excited. It should be good.
boyfriend-girlfriend material formula doesn't land. The same when both genders are in one group. You can't market them with the usual fantasy idol packaging unless you're begging for dating rumors and fan meltdowns. And Korea? Not exactly co-ed friendly. Card pulled most of their weight outside the country for a reason. The general public just doesn't know what to do with mixed groups, especially when fans expect their faves to be either sexually untouchable or permanently single. So realistically, this group's best shot is going to be international. Western fans are more chill about gender dynamics and less likely to throw a tantrum over a guy and a girl breathing near each other. 3. Ice Spice on the gnarly remix?
Let's
Girl,
go.
that was the most predictable phoned in dollar store feature I've heard all year. It sounded exactly how we
It was a dollar store feature. You're right about that.
knew it would, and that's not a compliment. Her verse? It doesn't blend into the song, no flow shift, no integration, just bam.
Yes.
Here comes Miss Copy Paste herself, doing the exact same flow she's been dragging across every song like a worn out
That's what I said. Exact
Yeah,
same
it was
flow.
not necessary.
Exact same flow
I-
as her previous songs.
wig.
And you even pointed out Princess Diana. Go listen, guys. Exact same flow.
Too wavy and I'm feeling gnarly? Babe, you've been saying that in different fonts for 12 months straight. That verse sounds like a Mad Libs page filled out by a drunk 12-year-old who just discovered what Ed Hardy is. And don't even pretend she switched it up. She didn't. It's the I'm a baddie. I go to Target. I sleep. Gra. I woke up. I exist. Gra formula she beats to death in every feature.
Now, in the
She
comment,
said she goes to Target.
I don't know. That's what she said. In the comments of the song, we went through the comments after we reacted. Somebody said that Ice Spice did this feature for free. I buy it because the feature was ass. So you know when you don't pay, you can just take whatever you can't say no.
Which is
So
why
I
they
buy
want the
it.
girls to just take a free
Yeah.
verse.
Right. I buy that. You know, obviously anybody can say anything in the comments. Doesn't mean it is a fact. So you know, take that with a grain of salt. But I wouldn't be surprised if it came out as true for a simple fact, for two facts. One, the feature was ass, so Cat's Eye couldn't ask to, you know, for her to make a better feature, better verse. And two, Ice Spice needs this more than Cat's Eye. Cat's Eye is bigger right now than Ice Spice is. So, you know, it's free promo for Ice Spice to hop on Cat's Eye. Because that kind of pushes Ice Spice to a whole new market that not really her following. So I buy it. I buy that the feature was free.
I call it the AI-generated Ice Spice pack. Same delivery, same dead tone, same tired one-liners. She's a
Yes.
walking TikTok soundbite. And
She did have one good line with the Sky Star. That was a solid line for sure.
the mixing? Baby, it literally sounds like they slapped her verse in last minute through Bluetooth. That rap is floating in the middle
Yep.
of the song
That's what I said too.
like it got lost and landed there by accident. It's giving sent through voice memo
I'm
at 3 a.m.
surprised that Ice Spice didn't want to even offer like herself to be in a video with them.
Yeah, I don't know.
Doesn't sound cohesive because it's not. And don't even try to defend the lyrics, I beg you. Butterfly tat sit on top of my underwear? Girl, what? That sounds like something off a Shine t-shirt. Came in like I'm 03 LeBron and still didn't score. Be serious.
Oh,
Came in
oh
like a
03 LeBron.
03
Because we were sitting and I was like,
LeBron.
oh, what LeBron? Oh,
So 03 LeBron is a really good LeBron?
no, 03 LeBron's 03 is when LeBron came into the league. That was his rookie year, 03. He got
Oh.
drafted in 03. That bar now makes sense. Okay. Because, yeah, I was sitting there, OD LeBron. You said OG, but I was like, but G's a strong letter. You would hear G. So I'm like, 03 LeBron makes
Something
sense.
that rhymes with 3.
Yeah, 03 LeBron, okay. Makes sense. So came in like 03 LeBron, but she's saying that she's fresh in the game. But she's not fresh. She's been here. I don't know. Whatever.
She raps like she Googled baddie affirmations and read them out loud during a NyQuil nap. Look, I'm all for an
Baddie
artist having a
affirmations.
signature style, but this isn't style, it's creative flatlining. 4.
Yeah, the style we have to be, because Ice Spice and Meg Thee Stallion, both of them for me, it's not signature style at this point. At this point, that's your box. You gotta escape it. Because Meg Thee Stallion, it's like I can't live. Every time we react to her, it's the same flow. It's like I can't.
Enhypen's Bad Desire was unlistenable. You've got a bloated credits list with enough producers to start a mid-sized company. Yet somehow no one in the room said, hey, maybe.
Wait, she said unlistenable? I felt like that was actually a good song.
But this isn't style, it's creative flatlining. 4. Enhypen's Bad Desire was unlistenable. You've got a
What? That was a solid. So now music video was lazy.
It was lazy.
Lazy, but the song was good.
bloated credits list with enough producers to start a mid-sized company. Yet somehow no one in the room said, hey, maybe give the song more than 2 nanoseconds to breathe. The track cuts itself off before it even figures out what it wants to be, which is ironic for a group known for concept-heavy releases. The vocal processing is flat-out excessive, wholly auto-tune disaster. It's not even about pitch correction anymore. They've literally sandblasted any hint of personality from these guys' voices. I get it. Enhypen aren't exactly belting champions, but this level of robotic sterilization? Come on, let them breathe. Instead, what we're left with is this emotionless digital mush, as if Hybe decided human voices were too risky a feature. The real kicker is that there actually is a decent melody hidden deep down in this mess. The chorus could have carried some drama, some energy, anything resembling passion. Instead, the production jumps in, stomps it out, and thinks looping the same lazy beat 50 times is an acceptable replacement for dynamics. The verse production leans into this watered-down Timbaland rhythm. You can tell what they wanted it to be, but it ends up sounding like a washed-out imitation. The bass line fakes tension, but there's no actual build-up by the time you get to the chorus, instead of climaxing. The track just plateaus and chills there awkwardly like it forgot where it was going. This isn't just a production issue, it's a creative direction problem. Bad Desire doesn't sound bad because it's weird. It sounds bad because it's hollow, over-designed, under-delivered, and
Well,
Wow.
she's entitled to her opinion. You know, that's her
Yeah.
page. She can say what she wants. I disagree. We listened. I liked it. I think it was a solid Enhypen song. A little different from the usual, but it's within the Enhypen range.
But we haven't seen anything visually speaking that was like a wow music video.
No, the music video was not it. We can agree on that. But the song was good. I felt the song was good.
emotionally vacant. 5. Have companies lost their minds? Mamamoo's company RBW, in their infinite lack of judgment, thought it would be a great idea to partner with an AI company called KLLEON and launch an app called Almago, where fans could chat with AI-generated avatars of their favorite female idols for free. Sounds cute, right? Wrong. Because buried under the voice simulations was a $10 per month premium tier that unlocked spicy chats and customizable video calls that were explicitly
Spicy
Wow.
chats?
Wow.
Really?
But maybe they pre-authorize the spiciness. Like I don't know what they're going to say.
Okay, whatever. But like, think about it. You fucking talking to AI.
They have it. I've seen those.
So you,
There's Instagram accounts that are AI.
God. You're so fucking like desperate for human connection. You're gonna talk to AI.
Honestly, it's good practice. Don't do weird stuff with people,
I mean,
but
okay,
practice with AI, okay?
Well, that's a great point. Yes, you want to do weird shit, do it with AI. AI
Yes.
don't have feelings. I guess you're right about that.
suggestive.
So all those what you call it, the calls, cringy, cringy calls we see, do that shit with AI. If you there was one call we said like, oh, do you want to eat shit or something like that? Well, say that to AI.
We're talking full-on fantasy roleplay material, sold through deepfake-style AI recreations of real idols. Let me
boy.
repeat that in simpler terms.
But
they sold
low-key,
virtual
what they're
softcore
doing, they're collecting data to know who to put on the list.
For sure, because it's free.
fan service under the names and faces of real living working women. And one of those faces was Jianna from Young Posse, whose likeness, by the way, was pulled from when she was 17 years old. Let that marinate. It gets even grosser.
That's
Young Posse
weird.
debuted in 2023, and RBW reportedly used content from that era to train the AI models. meaning they also used footage of Jun, who was 13th, and Doan, who was 15. These were minors, and their debut visuals were being pumped into an AI machine that was later used to generate sexualized conversations. Whether or not those specific avatars were part of the spicy tier doesn't even matter. The training data included children. That's not just inappropriate, it's digitally enabled pedophilia. Now here comes the backlash, swift, deserved, and long overdue. Fans weren't just upset, they were furious. The hashtags boycott RBW and hashtag Save Young Posse lit up social media. People flagged the app across
Oh, so people actually have an issue with this. Well, that's nice to see, because that's some crazy ass shit, but
platforms, demanded it be pulled, and rightfully started dragging RBW for what this actually was. The sexual commodification of real women using AI, with no consent, no oversight, and zero ethical accountability. And don't think the legal world didn't notice. Even the Attorney General's office jumped in, warning that apps like this pose serious risks of manipulating users into age-inappropriate content, especially when minors are involved, intentionally or not. So what did RBW do in response? Issue the most limp corporate non-apology imaginable on June 6th. We sincerely apologize for causing concern. The collaboration was intended for fan engagement but failed to consider ethical boundaries. We are terminating all Almago partnerships effective immediately. That's it. No mention of the minors. No explanation of how Gianna's underage likeness got approved.
I mean, for a corporate apology, that's decent. I don't necessarily have a problem with that for a corporation. What you really expect corporation to like get on their knees and beg for forgiveness? No, that's for a corporation. I feel that's a corporate apology right there.
For 18+ content. No assurance that this won't happen again. No apology to the artists themselves, who now have to deal with the mental damage and public embarrassment of being turned into fantasy.
But how I understood it, the artist actually agreed to it, so I don't know why.
I feel like it's one of those things that are added into the fine print of
Right,
what we
right,
can
yeah.
do with your image.
Yeah.
So they can sign off on it, but doesn't mean they actually know.
Right,
signed.
right. But they legally signed it, so it's like,
Fantasy dolls for horny strangers. They basically said, sorry y'all, we're uncomfortable, and the market responded
Like,
accordingly.
for example,
RBW
for athletes in video games,
yeah.
they kind of like sign off their image and they kind of use their moves and everything, but can they use their image and make them do things that are inappropriate, that's unrelated to what they do? Because
Okay,
licensing is
so
for like they do sports, they're gonna do
yeah.
sports in the game. They're not gonna
So
go and do dating and chats and stuff like that,
okay, so for the licensing, that's how it works. It's in the NBA, for example, the 2K. The NBA has signed a deal with 2K games, so they can use all the NBA active players, and whatever, and then that honestly they can do whatever NBA allows it. So like, let's say if LeBron doesn't want to do a certain celebration, but NBA says okay, then the game can do celebration and LeBron can be unhappy, but he has nothing to say about it because that's NBA's contract. However, once you retire, they have to sign the contract directly with you. So like, for example, Charles Barkley, he's not in the game. He was an NBA player, but he's not in the game because he never signed it. He wanted a certain amount of money or whatever, and they didn't give it to him. So he said like, nah, I ain't signing it. I think it was Charles Barkley or Reggie Miller, one of them. So for the retirees who used to play, they have to be signed individually. So like with these girls, I would think it's similar to a point where like while they're active under contract, is the label that determines what's their fair use.
Yeah, because that's how I want to understand what's the
Yeah,
fair
so I
use.
think if the label say it's fair, the girls can't really say nothing. But once this contract terminates, if you want to use their likeness, then you would have to deal with them, I would think, so directly. Then they can be like, okay, this is not appropriate. I do not consent to this, But I think as long as they're with the label, they don't really have much say in it.
Because I would argue and say, in my day-to-day job, I don't have to talk to anybody spicy. So why now you're gonna make me talk spicy as AI?
No, you're right, but I'm just thinking, it's corporate decision. Of course, you could try to sue a corporation, and we can get New Jeans 2.0, go to court, see what happens, and you might have a stronger case than that New Jeans does actually, But I think it's still until you get to court's decision, kind of the label makes the rules.
Use stock plummeted 8.3% overnight. Because this
What's
wasn't just some
confusing?
scandal.
You know what's
it-
confusing for me? Like, if they were to really talk spicy, they would get in trouble in real life. But it's different that it's AI, they can talk spicy.
I don't think they would get in trouble. I think they would want that. Like, when they do the fan calls, I think they would love if they would flirt with the fans. It's just for the idols, it's uncomfortable. No, I'm saying the label would love if they flirt, but you know, for idols it's uncomfortable, so they look at you like, what? No. But I think the label would eat that shit up if like Felix started flirting with girls. They would like, oh yeah, make that money, make purse.
Was corporate negligence on a horrifying level, using AI to create fake explicit conversations with real idols, especially minors, is the point where this stops being innovative and starts being predatory. RBW tried to dress this up as fan engagement, but what they really did was open the floodgates for consentless monetized deepfake fantasy. They didn't just fail to protect their artists, they actively put them at risk for profit. 6. Illet's pre-released Little Monster was cute. It's the most tolerable thing Illet's dropped. And that's not me handing out flowers. That's just acknowledging.
I guess let's skip this. We didn't see it.
Okay.
I don't know why we didn't. I thought it was Boom or what, Bomb, whatever song they released. Whatever. Let's get to BabyMonster.
Without being corny. And there's a bite to the words that the rest of their catalog has been begging for. 7. At BabyMonster's Vietnam concert, Asa briefly removed the traditional Vietnamese before bowing, not out of obligation, but likely to prevent it from falling off her head, and yet, the reaction was overwhelmingly positive. Because in a scene where idols constantly fumble basic cultural cues, small gesture like these can come off as respectful simply by not being offensive. That's how low the bar is. K-pop is infamous for dressing up cultural appropriation as aesthetic, with idols tossing on traditional garb for fan
So what? She took off the hat and she bowed, and that was polite thing to do.
service. So when
Okay,
someone like
good for
Asa
her.
handles cultural items without making them feel like props, it matters. And that's all for today. Stay hateful. I'm
Hateful.
Stay hateful.
I mean, good for Asa. That's very good to be
Yeah,
aware of
mindful.
the mindful, yeah, of the culture. That's great for her.
And the traditions too.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord. And as always, share as much kindness as possible.